Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, and welcome to the Chaos 120 live stream for the 9th of February 2018. I am your MC for this evening, Scooby331. We have with us this evening, of course, our usual panel. You guys should know who everyone here is by now, but of course, we're going to go through the rundown anyway, out of courtesy for our new viewers. We have with us, of course, Time to Speak.
Hello, everybody.
Irving Twin.
What up?
Oh, yeah, and Foster's here, too.
Oh, beautiful. Perfect timing.
Hello.
The man himself, Dick Daddy Foster, is with us.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Chilling. We have, of course, with us Porpoiseful Discussion.
Can you hear me, Cass?
Well, we kind of do.
And we have with us Pox Toxic.
With a cameo appearance by my youngest baby.
Very cool. Tell her I said hello. We have with us Tara Sin. She's currently muted because she's in transit and she obeys the law, as does everyone on Chaos. And, of course, we have with us the next 6 minutes.
I am the next 6 minutes. I like rice and doing my laundry.
Very awesome. And I am, of course, Scooby331, your MC for this evening. Now that we've gotten all of that squared away, gentlemen and lady, who is currently in transit, has anything interesting happened in your lives this week?
Well, funny you should ask.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. First, Bank of America had a hold on my check that I used to pay rent and all my other shit. So I got to pay a little extra rent this month because I got a fine. I'm out just a little over $100. So I'm not feeling too swell about that one.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah. So. It's not fun, particularly when you don't have a whole lot to work with every month. So yeah, $100 is huge, huge for me.
Yeah,
that really sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Well, I just need to plan a little more in advance. I figured that 3 or 4 days before I needed my rent paid, I deposit the check and get that money in there and go through the hold period that they usually go through. I didn't expect to wait. I think it was more than a week. It's more than a week, and that well, that was it is what it is.
And they say capitalism is efficient.
capitalism's efficient. Banking isn't.
No, it is not.
It's funny that you mentioned capitalism. That actually it ties to what I was going to mention happened to me at the school this week. I started rematriculating back at the college because I need to get a job, and the only place New York State will insure me to work is on campus for whatever reason. So I ran into a young man, and he started talking to me, and I started talking economics to me, and he gave me the most horrified look I've ever seen a kid give somebody, and he goes like this: "Oh my God, you're talking about pure capitalism."
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scooby's a total land cap.
Yeah, these kids, apparently capitalism is to them like communism was to us. So
what are you looking at? Pace?
Because all the hippies became professors.
Yeah.
What do you
fucking
like?
Scary, man.
Yeah.
No.
Professors essentially nowadays, what they do is they put the fear of God into these kids about capitalism. It's like with little kids in the boogeyman, trying to spook them into doing what you want them to do. That's essentially what they're doing with capitalism now, is that they're trying to scare these kids into doing doing their bidding.
No, that was a video I brought up on my a video I did a while back on ANCAPs, and I was doing a discussion on it, and I was doing it over Mr. Dapperton's video, and there was a lot of stuff in there that I did not agree with, but one thing I really did agree with was that nowadays a lot of people are conflating the problems with America's economic system with capitalism, whereas most of the blame should be shouldered by the state and how it regulates the capitalism.
Good old
Yeah,
bureaucratic
it's a combination of the state and what's known as corporatism.
Corporatism, yeah.
Well, yeah, a little bit of that too.
I'm pretty partial to the term crony capitalism myself.
Oh yeah,
The
similar.
whole everybody's somebody else's toady. Yeah. As long as there's money changing hands.
In a world with readily available food and semi-livable wages, one ideology seeks to challenge that. Free us from our suffering. Enter communism.
Bernie rides in on a snow white donkey. Bread
Oh my
lines,
God, you should-
bread lines for everyone. Bread
You
lines.
should have seen this kid looked so horrible when I told him Bernie Sanders was a moron. He looked at me like, "Oh my God, you're horrible." I'm like, "What? He's a stupid human being. I'm sorry. He doesn't know what he's doing. His heart's in the right place. I don't know where the fuck his head is."
Yeah, it's
How
up
could
his
you
ass,
say that?
like-
Yeah.
Juggling dementia, I'd imagine.
Oh,
That's a-
God.
You're disparaging his breadline messiah.
Yeah. I lucked out because this kid, I guess he wasn't too bad like an SJW, because I flat out told him eventually, I'm like, "Look, son, I don't have any more time to have this fucking conversation with you. Just, go into the library and look this shit up on your own. I shouldn't have to, educate you. You're out of college. I shouldn't be the one teaching you."
Fine, education.
Yeah. Oh God, these kids, they're all just. I think I was telling Pox about it. I have an American flag that I have like on my cane that I walk with. The fucking looks I was getting from these kids. You'd think I was walking around with a dead baby dragging behind me on a leach.
Oh, boy.
Just strap a GoPro to that bitch, dude.
Actually,
I need to get a GoPro, yeah.
they may have praised you for being pro-choice.
So wait, you don't do that around campus?
Nah, they tend to shy bad about that, especially since like there's a satellite of the police precinct right on the campus.
Yeah, you probably would have had like a throng of blue-haired simpletons following you and saying some shit like, "He's so brave. He's so brave. He's so courageous. Look at him. He's."
Ripped that right from his wife.
I can't remember who said it. There's something about national pride is the idea that your country is better because you were born in it. But I've also heard something along the lines of like, it's okay to be proud of your country and aim to make it better. But when you're not proud of your country, you're aiming to overthrow it as opposed to make it better, right? And I think, yeah, that like, Scoob, you're proud of my country and I want it to be better. And the kid you're talking to wants it overthrown.
I don't know. I mean, this kid looked like such a pansy. I don't think he could overthrow a fucking picnic table, let alone a country.
I've got a theory that mentality actually goes back to a lot of the underground subcultures across the states.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of punk rock music that's kind of not necessarily well, there's a lot of anti-capitalism in the punk rock scene, or there was back in the day. But there's a lot of anti-system and anti-establishment stuff just in general.
Right.
And I think
right?
when you kind of OD on pop culture, you're not able to differentiate between a good system and a bad system at some point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess it's easier to dismiss the one in which you live when you live in it, right? Like you don't have to live in the shittier conditions. So this one, you can think whatever of it because you're already benefiting from it. You know what I mean? Like you have all its benefits.
Yeah.
You're
So you
blind to your
reminded-
privilege.
You reminded me of something. I need to find it now. It's some old Christian documentary from the 90s or 80s about rock and roll causing kids to kill themselves and like murder people.
Is it
That's
Chef
probably the
17?
80s.
I need to find this actually.
Oh, and didn't they try to blame Columbine on Marilyn Manson?
Yeah.
I think this was before
They
that.
tried to blame Columbine on everything from Marilyn Manson to Doom, dude.
Yeah, video games, man.
They took. I mean, I think Slipknot got. Well, they were around when that happened. I think they got wound up in it. It was just all these crazy metal bands they were listening to. They just happened to be lunatics.
Well,
Good.
hey guys, you did. The Beatles did inspire Helter Skelter.
Yeah.
That's because the Beatles were spawned by Satan, sir. Fucking everybody knows that.
Oobla da la, oobla dee. That's Satan talk, man.
You know, I always get a lot of
Look at
flack
you,
for
nigga.
my opinion on. I get a lot of flack for my opinion on Columbine, and I get a lot of flack for my opinion on Charlottesville. Because my honest opinion, Columbine. I understand these are kids, but look, I'm sorry. You're gonna be douchebags. You're gonna be douchebags. I mean, yeah, you shouldn't really go in and mold them the fuck down. The same thing with Charlottesville. You shouldn't really go driving a car into these fucking people. But then again, they're not really bad people, so I'm not going to really sit here and shed a tear for them. I mean, it shouldn't be handled that way, but life goes the fuck on. That's the whole thing. That's just my opinion of it. I mean, if it happens to like bad people, oh yeah, that's a tragedy. But when you hear about scumbags getting theirs, who the fuck cares? I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Now you reminded me I don't even remember what it was, but I know it was recommended to me because I've been recommended a bunch of weird shit, like disturbing shit with random
Shed
music.
17.
But one of the school shootings or something, and the kids just break out in like interpretive dance to stop the shooter, and someone tackles the fucking shooter. Oh, it's a really good movie if you want to talk about school shooting. The Dirties. Yeah, it was The Dirties, right? Yeah,
I've
it's a
never heard of it.
movie. Here, let me link it now.
All
It's
right.
on Netflix. Yeah, The Dirties,
but
2013. It's 2013.
Before we get too far from Columbine, though, can I tell you that, of course, of all places on 4chan, I've seen like a WebM of actual video from the event, but they've overlaid that song by the band. I can't remember the name, but it's the song that goes, "All the other kids with the pumped up kids, better run, faster than." I was like, what the fuck? And you know what? Now I like the song more. That's the fucked up part.
No, I think the one with the interpretive dance school shooting was they had like something "The Best Day Ever" from SpongeBob over it or some stupid shit like that, and it's like a school shooting. I'm like, why is this in my recommendations? I know I'm weird, but Jesus.
I saw one like that that had Childish Gambino's Redbone over it.
Okay.
I had seen one. I forget. Bear with me. I seen it maybe about 10 years ago on one of these websites, and someone had took the 9/11 footage, and they had remixed it with "Crash Into Me" by Dave Matthews Band.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, Dave.
Saw him live at Woodstock. The man was good.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
His violinist was dope.
Oh yeah. That drummer was fucking kick ass too. I don't really remember too much of that concert because all the acid, but Dave Matthews is on point.
I gotta ask about Columbine. Like, were you trying to imply that the kids had it coming? I think I might have been confused.
Well,
I think
maybe
that- I think
having it coming as far as like getting an ass whooping, I don't think they should have got shot. But I mean, I'm old school. Like if somebody like does that shit and does that shit and does that shit in school, eventually you catch them in the parking lot and you beat the bejesus out of them. But that's just the way I was raised.
Yeah, like
I wouldn't go
those-
shooting everybody.
It was two guys, right? Two kids.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They overreacted, absolutely. But I mean,
Yeah.
on a scale, right? They went for 100 when their reaction should have been like a 12. But yeah, I mean, violence is never the answer, but
Yes,
sometimes it is the question, and sometimes the
bullshit
answer.
hippie speaker.
Sometimes the answer is yes, please.
Well, actually, from what I heard, one of those kids was actually fairly popular. It wasn't like he was like getting like ostracized or shunned by anybody, and it was just
Really?
more like, yeah, it was just more or less that he was just screwed up in the head, and then the other kid was just more or less a lackey to him. Like they used to say that he used to follow him doing whatever.
I think what happened with Columbine was because back in the '90s, around the time that happened, the psychiatric field, I think it is, whichever one gives you the fucking head pills, they had just started. They just started handing out stuff like Zoloft and Depakote and all this crazy shit that was just now kind of coming out, so it wasn't completely tested.
Oh,
at least
like
not,
hundreds of
not
millions
past
of dollars
like
of research.
the fucked up bias testing they do when the companies test their own stuff, you know?
Oh yeah, because they put hundreds of millions of dollars of research into it, and then they have to start making money off it, even though the studies are showing that 3% of people kill themselves or someone else.
Yeah, right. And I think they just I don't know, like it's come out since then that a lot of this shit has really fucked up effects on developing brains. So I'm wondering if that might have played a part in it, because I think they were in therapy and like their parents had them talking to psychiatrists and therapists and shit. When I was a kid, they had me on. They tried to get me Zoloft just because I was an angsty fucking teenager. Like,
yeah, I was one of the test subjects
like
for Ritalin in the '80s myself. They had me on all sorts of shit. They had me on Ritalin. They had me on Lithium. They had me on. I think at one point.
Everyone I know that's been on Lithium had a bad time.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It's a fucking like flip a coin, and they completely react differently to different people. That it could be perfect for one person and completely fuck over one person. Like the medication I'm on now versus what I was on that did jack shit. The one I'm on now worked perfectly well for me. Obviously, I haven't attempted to kill myself for 2 years now. My other friend, she had a horrible fucking reaction to it, and it, well, didn't go well for her, to say the least. That it's really hard because just brain chemistry in general. That it's just, I don't know. It seems like everyone I know that's had lithium's had a poor experience because that's done in super high doses. Because it's not like, oh, you take 100 milligrams of, I don't know, amitriptyline, which is an old one also, which I actually have that.
I don't know a whole lot
pain.
about lithium, but wasn't it like a party drug there for a little while?
Yeah,
probably.
Only if you combined it with ether, that you would huff ether and then not be able to function. So you
as I say, you'd seize up and fucking die. Ether was anesthetic.
And then, but then the lithium levels you off, and now it's like you're high as fuck, but you can still function.
God.
Yeah.
God bless America.
The one size fits all attitude towards pharmaceuticals, it doesn't work. And that's pretty much the attitude that most doctors who are going to prescribe you pills have. Hey, I got some pills. It works for these people, so it might work for you. And then you take it and you fucking attack your...
Realistically, though, when you're talking about medications that affect brain chemistry, what other approach can you take, though?
Yeah, we'll try this.
It's really all trial by error.
Yeah, you need to get your blood level up, see if you're seeing things over an hour. If not, go back and redo it. If you have a good doctor. Some people have had terrible. Like, when I first had my, like, nerve disease and everything, the first doctor we went to had me on, like, 4 different medications at different times, and, like, 3 of them did jack shit. And then the 4th one fucking magnified my pain, so that I just collapsed on the floor one day and couldn't fucking move. I was in so much pain. So then we're like, okay, you know what? We're not going to this guy anymore. And I'm on the current thing I'm on.
I don't know. These doctors, half of them don't know what the hell they're doing.
Oh God, what's this?
Like I had
someone that's studying / not studying to be a doctor at this point. Because I might just go and be a clinical psychologist. Because I don't know if my body could handle med school in its frail state. It just depends where you specialize. Like, some people are like, yeah, I want to be this, and they make it through. But I don't know.
It's not even that. I mean, I'm talking about like just the disconnect. I mean, like with some of these psychologists, psychiatrists, whatever you want to call them, depending on what their degree is. Like I had one, and she was insisting that I go out and socialize. She was saying I was being antisocial and withdrawn. I tried explaining to her about my neighborhood. And so I go in and I see her the next time I'm in there, and I'm all bruised up. And she's like, "What happened?" I said, "Well, I went out when you asked me to." And she's like, "And?" I said, "Well, a knife fight broke out at the bar, and this kid I know got stabbed about 85 times from somebody else up over underneath the train trestle. And when I tried to break it up, I got hit with a brick."
Jesus.
So she goes, so she's looking at me. I said to her, I said, "Are you aware of the demographic of the people, like where you work?" I said, "that you're sending me out here trying to force me to socialize." I said, "Making me do all this shit." I said, "What is the matter with you?" I said, "I live in the heroin capital of the country." This guy got stabbed over an 8-ball.
Pretty sure that's Manchester. It's the opioid capital of the U.S.
Well, no, we're specifically heroin. Heroin specifically. Lindenhurst,
go to
New York.
Manchester, New Hampshire. It's fucking wonderful.
Oh yeah, no, I know about them and their pill problem up there. My God, those poor people.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. What's his name? Nick always has fun. Wizard of Cause, because he lives there in Manchigistan, he calls it. It's just wonderful.
I used to work at the local bar in the neighborhood, and part of the reason I stopped working at it was we had to bury about, I want to say in one summer, we lost about 18 people in less than 12 weeks due to the heroin. We've lost so far since 2005. We've lost about 42 people, maybe more. If I can't remember exactly. That's just why I do this. Actually, just in my neighborhood. One bar. Well, okay. Yeah, these were all patrons of the bar, but yeah, that went to the bar. We actually started crossing people out on the picture. Once the number started to get up near 30, we looked, and it was myself in the picture, one other patron, and the bartender. And now, since that picture was taken, I believe that the patron that was left alive is also dead. So the only people left out of a full shot of the bar are myself and the bartender. And the bar burned down anyway, so pointless.
Of course.
Yeah.
Also, I found the rock music documentary. It's just wonderful. If you have Jesus in your heart and you have Jesus in your heart, you can't listen to his music. It will cause you to kill yourself. But if you love Jesus, it's just wonderful. I'm sorry. If you want to
go I remember it from when I was a kid. You remember that?
Nice 81.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting you should post that thing about the Westminster Dog Show. I'm actually doing a stream about dogs and the Westminster Dog Show on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
It will be at noon Eastern on my live stream channel.
Just make sure that you're allowed to actually do this, because didn't the Olympics get you like that 90-day thing on your other channel?
Yeah, but we're not doing anything live, because the actual Westminster Dog Show doesn't occur until the next day. So this is kind of like the pre-show that we'll be talking about dogs and shit and like past winners. Do you have
like a list of contestants with all their stats and everything, dude? How deep does the dog show scene go? I've never really thought about it.
I don't know. I just like watching the dogs.
Yeah, I get that. I do too. Every now and then, like I'm flipping channels and it's on.
Oh, you mean you guys have never actually seen one of these things up close?
I have.
Yeah.
Nah, never been to one. They look interesting.
I seen the one at the Javits Center. Oh God, has to be about 10 or 15 years. I don't know how the hell I wound up at the dog show at the Javits Center. Don't ask me. I think it was when I was working for the paper and they sent me to cover it. But I remember clearly being in there, and it was the most horrible experience. Just because it's the big one that they have on the tube, so there's all the lighting everywhere, and it's just I don't know. It wasn't a cool scene. I like the car show better.
Yeah, I'd rather go to a car show personally.
You don't want to check out the undercarriage of a German Shepherd, Scooby?
I actually used to breed German Shepherds, bro. I'm very familiar with their wedding tackle. Thank you.
You sick bastard.
Speaking of sick bastards, you want to jump into chaos news?
Sure.
All right. Let's do an NHL break here real quick. Well, good news, Scooby.
Mm-hmm.
Your New York Islanders defeated the Detroit Red Wings 7-6 in overtime.
Nice.
The LA Kings defeated Florida Man 3-1. Vancouver lost again, of course, because that's what they do. Irving, regret to inform you that your Winnipeg Jets are currently losing to the St. Louis Blues 4-2 with 1:23 left in the third period.
Oh, jeez.
My Stars are down 2-1 to the Pittsburgh Penguins, just starting the third period. Looks like the Oilers are down 1-0 to the Anaheim Ducks. We got, the Manhattan Rangers defeated the Calgary Flames 4-3.
Oh, my brother-in-law's going to be pissed.
Let's see. And, of course, the Columbus Blue Jackets have lost to the Washington Capitals 4-2. So that was the NHL break brought to you by the Next 6 Minutes. This next article is kind of interesting, because it stars somebody that everybody knows, but not in the way you might think. Let's see. Guardians of the Galaxy star Dave Bautista trolls city of Tampa on Twitter over a gate. It's not unusual for people to send off-topic replies to tweets from the official City of Tampa account, publicly airing their grievances over garbage pickup or potholes or whatever they think the mayor should be doing. It's a little unusual when a Marvel superhero with 1.13 million Twitter followers does it. Dave Bautista, WWE superstar and portrayer of Drax in Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy franchise, a giant man who threw Ryan Gosling through a wall in Blade Runner 2049, and ordinary Tampa resident with a home improvement project really wants to build a gate. He tweeted to the city of Tampa on Thursday to let them know about his perceived gate struggles and permit issues again and again and again. This is his tweet. City of Tampa, what the hell do I have to do to get you to approve a goddamn gate? It's been 7 months waiting on permits, spending thousands and thousands of dollars on surveys, dealing with inspectors with shitty attitudes, jumping through hoops, etc. What the fuck do I have to do? It's a gate. Bautista was apparently still thinking about his gate an hour after his first tweet when he saw City of Tampa post about the Beer and Bourbon and Barbecue Festival at Curtis Hickson Park. City of Tampa, grab your taste buds and head out to Tampa's Beer, Bourbon, and Barbecue Festival on Saturday, February 17th. Get all the details. And Bautista replies, seriously, I mean, I realize you're busy with beer festivals and barbecue, but I really have to build a gate. 7 months, thousands and thousands of dollars on surveys and permits, rude inspectors, one thing after another. It's a gate, for God's sake. Well, that wasn't the end of it. Obviously, still stewing over his gate status, Bautista took to Twitter again a few hours later to a tweet one more follow-up question. City of Tampa, sup, guys? Any movement on your end? No? Okay, I'll check back with you tomorrow. I've been given the runaround for months, so another day or month won't kill me. In the meantime, I'll schedule another appointment to make an appointment to be inspected for another inspection. The city responded by apologizing via Twitter for their frustration and asking Bautista to send over some info so they could look into it. But Tampa spokeswoman Ashley Bauman said the issue with the gates are due to Bautista's contractor and not the city. Permit applications for a wall and gate around a home in the Port Tampa City neighborhood were submitted via that contractor on August 2017, but the permit was disapproved because adjustments needed to be made to the plan, Bauman said. The city waited for the contractor to submit a new plan for months until January 16th. After the city did issue a permit, an inspection showed they started doing the work incorrectly, so we had to stop them again, Bauman said. Bautista disputed that in direct Twitter messages with the Tampa Bay Times Friday, saying delays actually came from the city and a mess with the land surveys. Regardless, he said, situation seems to have made some progress because of the tweets. He added, I may have actually have a freaking gate sometime soon. Thanks for the interest. Of course, some of Bautista's 1.3 million Twitter followers also saw the exchange and weighed in themselves on the controversy that some were calling Gate.
God damn it.
As soon as you said calling, I was like, I know what it is. It's so stupid.
Yeah, there's several people that weighed in on this. Gate.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's nice to see that you can actually get things accomplished if you just keep riding them.
Yeah.
Helps if you have 1.3 million followers too, I imagine.
Can
Certainly
I see your
does.
manager?
What's that again?
Can I see your manager? Or speak to your manager?
Let's see. Okay. Fire official says latest Brightline collision victim intentionally laid between the tracks. Oh boy. Okay, let's read about this fellow. Another Brightline train collision with a man on Thursday night, the fourth since a high-speed train service began, is being called an intentional act by Brightline officials. A 48-year-old man was struck in the 1200 block of Northeast 24th Street in Wilton Manors at about 7:45 p.m., said Officer Jennifer Brickhart. Spokesman for the Wilton Manors Police Department and Fort Lauderdale fire officials. A spokesman for the company said Friday morning the incident, not at a railroad crossing, was no accident. Based on witness reports, this was an intentional act by an individual who laid on the tracks before the train approached. A written statement from the spokesman said, "We appreciate the work of our team and first responders who acted quickly to remove him safely." The spokesman did not offer further details. The conductor told Fort Lauderdale fire personnel that the man was standing at the train as the train approached and laid down inside the tracks so the train rolled over him, said Fort Lauderdale. Holy shit. Fort Lauderdale's Deputy Fire Chief Tim Heiser. After he was hit, the man was taken to Broward Medical Center with a broken arm. Well, only a broken arm?
That's
Damn lucky. Debbie Senacory of the West Palm Beach, who was traveling to Fort Lauderdale, said, "We saw a man being loaded into a stretcher. He seemed okay and was speaking to the paramedics. She confirmed the victim was conscious and alert." Senacory, who has been riding Brightline frequently, added, "I love it. It's been great. I don't blame the train. It's people. People need to be smart enough to look before they cross, especially when the gates are down." The train finally got underway again at 9:12 p.m. Joe O'Gorman, who has a business nearby, said the train whizzes by like a missile, and he's distressed at the lack of warning signs. "Do you see any warnings out there telling people a missile is coming through here at 79 miles per hour?" he asked. "You got to protect residents. I'm nervous. I'm a nervous wreck over this thing." On January 17th, a train killed Jeffrey D. King while he rode his bicycle on the 100 block of Florida East Coast Railway tracks on Ocean Avenue. The arms were down on the gates, but the police said the 51-year-old man tried to beat the approaching train. Didn't work out for him, I guess. Less than a week earlier, Melissa Lavelle, 32, was killed by a train on the 600 block of the FEC tracks. She ducked under the gates and was trying to cross the tracks when she was struck, officials said. And in Fort Lauderdale, Steve Amoroso, 55, survived after being struck by a Brightline train on January 19th. Brightline, a service that opened to the general public January 13th, said any measures taken by the company can't succeed without the public's cooperation. "Don't race the train," the company's president said last month. Well, here's the thing. There's the thing about trains and people being struck. There is, it's not, it's a strange kind of effect where one can misjudge the speed of something and think that they have a lot of time to get past it, and a lot of times they don't get past it.
Look, if there is a fucking striped bar blocking your way, I lose sympathy if you cross that. That's just stupid.
And you see, kids, the moral of this story is trains don't kill people.
Eating Tide
People kill
Pods.
themselves.
Dude, fucking bring on the nuclear
Stupid
fire.
people with trains kill people.
Hey, what's that giant rumbling sound coming this direction? What? I can't hear you over the train. What train? That
See,
train.
and I said this offline, and it's somebody else's joke. I can't remember whose. I'm not saying kill all the stupid people. I'm saying take the warning labels off of everything and let it sort itself out.
Oh yeah, that was us with the Tide Pod thing.
You know, I had a guy come over my house about 20 years ago or so. I didn't like the fucking prick. I did not like him at all. And he was going home, and he went to the train station, and the idiot was sitting on the platform, and the train was rolling into the station and wound up hitting him. Sent him flying a few, I don't know, maybe a couple of yards or whatever. Point is, the prick survived. But I remember clearly, like, I got a call the next day from this girl I knew, and I feel bad. I was half asleep. She wakes me from a dead sleep. She goes like, "Oh my God, he got hit by a train." I go, "Who?" And she tells me, I go, "Oh, is he dead?" She goes, "No, he's in critical." I go, "Oh fuck, that's a shame." Because I was half asleep.
Holy shit.
Yeah, no, this guy was a douche.
Well,
he was kicking his feet off of the platform, and the train hit his legs and sent him
That's
sailing.
exactly what I was picturing.
Okay. Yeah, just let him get hit at that point. Fuck him.
See, and the way the story started, I thought this guy was trying to kill himself.
No, he was a douche.
No, not your story.
Him,
the guy lying down?
Yeah, but I think he was daredeviling the train, like going under the train. That's something people have occasionally done, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
But that's the power of alcohol compels you.
I'd hate to say it, but there's been many a time in my life I've witnessed life-changing events because people thought they were smart and or clever or acrobatic or insert adjective here, and they weren't.
Well,
no, yeah, like what's the most common last words? I bet I can.
Yes.
Hold my beer.
Hold my beer. Yeah,
we get that one quite a bit down here. Hold my beer.
Well, speaking of gambling,
I sent you a couple news stories from my area.
Okay. Speaking of gambling, we have a couple convicted of stealing $8 million in bingo proceeds from charities.
that's a hell of a heist. Like if you're go big or go home, you know.
Yep. A local couple is facing decades in prison after allegedly pocketing $8 million in bingo proceeds meant for charities, according to U.S. Attorney's Office news release. Larry Messino, 67 of Gulf Breeze, and Dixie Messino, 65 of Pensacola, were convicted late Wednesday in the U.S. District Court in Pensacola of wire fraud conspiracy, operating an illegal gambling business, and money laundering conspiracy. In addition, Larry Messino was convicted of 18 counts of money laundering, and Dixie Messina was convicted of 20 counts of money laundering. According to the release, the couple was illegally keeping the proceeds of bingo games they ran on behalf of various Okaloosa. Did I pronounce that correctly? Okaloosa County charities. Okaloosa. Okay. Though Florida prohibits many forms of gambling, state statutes allow certain charitable organizations to operate bingo games as a form of fundraising. A stipulation of the statute is that all proceeds from the games, with the exception of operating expenses, must go to the organization. No person involved conducting the games is allowed to receive compensation. The Messinos owned and operated Racetrack Bingo Incorporated in Fort Walton Beach and ran bingo games on behalf of around 10 area nonprofits. The release said the couple was paying themselves and their employees to conduct bingo games and were charging the charities fees based on inflated expenses. The Messinos also conspired to launder more than $5.8 million of the bingo proceeds through profit distribution checks that the Messinos and their 3 children received as shareholders of Racetrack Bingo. For the wire fraud conspiracy, the Messinos face a maximum of 20 years in prison. For the money laundering conspiracy and money laundering charges, the Messinos face a maximum of 10 years in prison. For operating an illegal gambling business, they face a maximum of 5 years of prison. The sentencing hearing is scheduled for 1 p.m. May 5th, at the Arno Federal Building in Pensacola. The case resulted from a joint investigation by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, the Internal Revenue Service, Criminal Investigation, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and Okaloosa Sheriff's County Sheriff's Office.
Either that or it's Osceola.
Osceola.
We have several that sound the same.
Ooh. Well, you guys might like this one.
Oh dear.
Okay, this is from an English rag, so there's a lot of English terminology.
Do an accent. Read it as a British guy.
My British accent really sucks. I'm from
Which
Texas.
British? Do you do like a northern English, like Sheffield, like Sean Bean?
The most stereotypical British guy. You do a chimney. Be a chimney sweep. Be the guy from Mary Poppins.
That's nice.
Well, let's see. Let's see.
Liverpudlian.
Well, I will do my best, and you guys will be horrified. Chip Chip Cheerio. Belly dancer arrested for being too sexy after performing too provocatively with no knickers in Egypt.
I'm
sorry.
Accent.
It's part cock and part stiff upper lip.
It's actually really good, Six. I'm actually impressed.
It's not bad. It's not bad. But I still couldn't help be reminded of an old friend of mine who would start off with a wicked English accent, but by the end of the sentence, it would have degenerated into Down syndrome. Good evening, Governor. How are you this afternoon? He just couldn't keep it up, but I don't know why.
So Northern Scottish.
Oh man.
Yeah, but keep it up. No, let's go. This is
let's see. I gotta get that. A Russian belly dancer has been arrested in Egypt for immoral dancing after she allegedly performed wearing no knickers. Russian Ekaterina Andreeva, 31, told her outfit was too provocative after she performed at a nightclub in the island Gaza. Police arrested Ekaterina after a video one of her latest shows in the country went viral. What color is Irving right now? I can't see him.
No. I'm good. I'm really. Yeah, you know what it sounds like?
What's
like
that?
someone, like an English guy from the streets, doing his proper because he's doing the news.
Yeah, you're actually doing it a lot better than you think.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Ekaterina, who used the stage name Golraya, or whatever the hell it is seen in a video in a low-cut, backless dress split up on one side. She performs an energetic belly dance, jiggling her hips at one point, rotating her boobs to whoops from the crowd. My throat is beginning to hurt.
No, it's all good. You don't have to keep it up if you don't want to, man. That's really good, though.
Good job.
Yeah, I'm so showing that tirade there.
That's the British accent that I do when I'm drunk. So you guys got the sober version.
Should have put OBS on and recorded that. I have it sitting here.
You can pull it off Scooby's channel later. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys got to hear my German accent.
Oh God.
Wait, do you guys know?
Freedom would never forgive me.
Do you guys know John Doerr, the comedian?
I believe so.
He did some bit talking about like how did Hitler convince all these people, whatever, and then he goes, "Nazi party, best party for German people. Oh, love Nazi party," and everyone's just like dead silent, and then he says, "I'm terrible at accents." But I thought it was hilarious. Anyway.
Okay. Police later arrested the dancer on suspicion of inciting young people to disobedience and immorality. Egyptian prosecutor Hitam Fadel said rules for the dance performance obliged the performer to wear underwear of any color but beige. I'll tell you how it's spelled. Gawhara. So, and yeah, I'm not.
Gahara?
Garwa, I think it's trying to.
Gahara? Something like that?
Something like.
Type it in the side chat. maybe.
I'll do one better. I will cut and paste because I'm a lazy prick. There you go. Gahara.
Garhara?
Juhara.
Go harder.
I was like, 'cause that doesn't look Slavic, so
Get harder.
good enough.
Anyhow, did not have any underwear, and of course it was provocative. Katerina's friend Anton claims that the company that hired her is already working with lawyers to resolve the issue. Let's see a bunch of pictures. She's actually kind of hot. Miss Andreeva runs a successful dance studio in the Russian capital, Moscow, with her husband. She has been released on bail, roughly $285 US. Local media report that the General Directorate of Police of Tourism and Antiquities held that Miss Andreeva was wearing a non-standard outfit to dance in and that she had flaunted her body. There are also reports that she did not have a necessary work permit. The next legal step is to not clear fucking work permit. The next step is not clear, but is reported that she is temporarily banned from dancing.
God, I'm sorry. The permits thing made me laugh because in Toronto proper, strippers need permits. Outside Toronto, they don't. So all the hottest strippers are outside Toronto.
Well, yeah.
That's crazy.
Wonder what that does to the STD rates in strip clubs inside and outside of Toronto.
Inside nil, outside higher.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. No, yeah, outside Toronto, their strip clubs are basically brothels.
See, so you can basically get some fucking dirt stripper and not have to worry about getting the clap, but you go outside of the city and you get something that's like a 9 or a 10, but you're probably going to be walking away with bugs.
Well, just wrap it up if that's your thing, right? You should be okay.
Well,
Just cover yourself in saran wrap first.
Disinfect the area first.
Speaking of things,
The problem we have with strip clubs over here in New York, what we had to do with them is we actually had the problem is they were actually forcing the girls into prostitution. So, yeah, the strip club industry is a little bit different up here. It's not really. It's a bad scene. It's not like it is like in down south or even up north in Canada. It's a whole different kettle of fish here.
Yeah. Like technically in Canada, or at least in my province, prostitution is legal. So, like, pimps have lost a whole lot of power, so no one can really be forced into doing it. So
they're
it's
not keeping their pimp hand strong then?
They can't, right? Because the law doesn't create the situation that allows them to exist.
Wow.
Right.
The law says you cannot keep your pimp hand strong.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm not surprised that Toronto is anti-pimp.
Yeah, but pro-hooker.
It is in Canada.
Yeah,
Is your city
Pimp is
anti-pimp?
patriarchy, I guess is what I'm saying.
Inquiring minds want to know, is my city anti-pimp?
God.
That almost sounds like a Dave Chappelle bit. Right?
Yeah.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Oh, man.
Wasn't Dave Chappelle getting yelled at again like a few weeks ago for saying something offensive?
Oh, probably.
When doesn't he say something offensive?
Yeah.
I love like he's completely out of his time now.
No,
Like,
he's
Dave
like,
Ch-
I
he's
love
the
the guy,
first
but I mean,
SJW.
I know
Dave
that's what I'm
Chappelle
saying.
is too good a comedian at a time when comedy is a no-no to the people who scream loudest about being offended about shit.
You know what's amazing? He one of his Netflix specials. He has a bit where he talks about. I guess he met Trump or something, or he did a SNL opening and was, I guess kind of he was balanced in his treatment of Trump in this opening or whatever, and he said he regretted doing it. I was amazed that I didn't hear the hardcore Trump guys freaking out about that. So I think that's a little proof to what Six was saying. He could probably get away with whatever he wants because he's a legend in the field. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Dave Chappelle would he actually would have been like middle of the pack as far as comedians back in the 1980s. He probably would have been near the head of the pack in the 1990s. Since about 2000, guys like Dave Chappelle, they get shouted down or shamed, or just their careers are torpedoed by assholes. Just
well, Chappelle himself, he walked away for like a decade or something. He moved to Africa and started doing steroids. It looks like.
Yeah, I remember.
Because if you go to Africa, the first thing you want to do, of course, is take steroids.
Dave Chappelle went to Africa because he had principles, but he left them there when he came back.
And he went to steroids too.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, didn't he like walk away from $55 million or something?
Yeah, he just said like, "Fuck this house."
Yeah,
one of his Netflix specials, he does like a sit-down set where it's like just him on actually sitting down talking to a small group of people, and he goes into it a little bit.
Yeah, his newest
he
one.
makes a joke like, "Remember when I walked away from all that 12 years ago? Remember that?"
Yep.
See,
and then I
Hollywood.
realized very quickly that I didn't want to do, I locked away because I didn't want to do that shit for money, and it was all, for me it wasn't about money, it was about doing the right thing and all this other stuff. You know what I realized? Man, I really want that money.
Bills are starting to pack up, aren't they? They're starting to pile up, and
then I unironically immediately goes into bashing Trump and doing some feminist sketches and all types of shit. It's like, yeah, you really do want that money, don't you?
Yeah.
It's almost like he set up that whole money thing as a precursor to like all of his male fans. Like, hey, I'm literally just saying this for money.
Yeah, like it's almost like
Please don't hate me.
Yeah. No.
Well, apparently he wants to spend a bit of cash here and there, just like this British man. It's record-breaking 700,000-pound wedding cake.
Sorry?
A 700,000-pound wedding cake, as in the British currency.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to ask.
Yeah,
holy crap.
yeah, not a wedding cake the size of a building. No.
But still,
Who the fuck
Jesus.
do you think you are, Marie Antoinette?
Let them eat cake.
I don't think they can eat that much cake.
Yeah. No, this cake was 700,000. Oh, son of a bitch. It was a lot of money.
700,000
The
pounds
shape
sterling.
of 700,000
Pounds.
pounds. Yes.
Was it a pound cake?
Yeah. It was in the shape of a life-sized bride,
God.
decorated with 5 flawless diamonds and 1,000 pearls.
Edible
Giggity.
pearls?
Fucking giggity.
Yep. Hey, everybody's got their kinks, right? Anyhow, a renowned British celebrity cake designer has revealed her latest stunning creation, a $1 million masterpiece in the shape of a life-sized bride. Debbie Wingham's astonishing 6-foot cake. So he didn't have it styled after a short chick. 6-foot cake features 5 flawless 3-carat white diamonds, each valued at 145,000 pounds, along with some smaller stones on the headdress. It also
This guy
boasts
has a boar fetish.
Oh yes, he does. It also
That's
boasts.
the only thing that explains a 6-foot wedding cake shaped like a chick.
Yeah. It also boasts 1,000 pearls and 5,000 hand-cut flowers, and it was so heavy at more than 100 kilograms that 5 people were needed to carry it.
220 pounds for you Americans.
Yeah.
Imagine dropping that some bitch.
So this cake was heavier than me. It was taller than me by about maybe an inch, and heavier than me.
God.
So fuck, that's a big ass cake. The record-breaking cake took 10 days to make, and the cake and with a lot of bling and a lot of ingredients, including 1,000 eggs, 25 kilograms of chocolate, 50 kilograms of laced textured fondant, London-based Miss Wingham, 36, sculpted the cake for a wedding show in Dubai and holds the current record for the world's most expensive cake at, 50 million pounds.
Fuck.
So that's roughly
Wow.
$75 million there.
I'd bake that cake.
Shit
Oh,
sucks.
this is a nice looking cake, though. Damn.
Yeah, it
Good
looks
job.
good. It's good for sculpting, but if you've ever ate it, man, it's awful.
This would be badass on the range for target practice.
Yeah. Cake explodes real good. Exit wounds are just fucking monstrous on cake.
I kid you not. Places
Take it out of red velvet.
200 yards out with iron sights. Damn. That's a fun weekend.
Oh, wait, before we get too far away from it, it's way off topic. You did say big ass cake.
Yes.
And someone told me this thing a while ago. Whenever somebody says blank ass something, switch the hyphen from between blank and ass to between ass and blank. Just in your mind, and laugh about it, because instead of big ass cake, it's a big ass cake.
Big ass cake. Well, that would be great at the range as well.
Also,
But
did Porpoise just die or something?
I think Porpoise died.
Did I die? No, I didn't die. I mean, I might have died. Is this heaven? Heaven sucks. If this is
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, I got some bad news, buddy.
I'm really, really let down at heaven right now. Can I reverse kill myself and make some bad decisions so I can go to hell and see what that's like?
Oh, would you like some cake?
A big ass cake or a big ass cake?
Either. I think they both have about the same amount of calories. Yeah. The world's most expensive designer teased the creation on her Instagram account and made the big reveal at the Dubai Bride Show on Wednesday night. Exhausted Miss Wingham, who worked long hours each day, wrote, "Ta-da, the big reveal, introducing the $1 million bride." Inspired by Arabian influence was her in the beautiful Raffles, Dubai, where she was created. So inspired by Arabian influence. That's cultural appropriation.
Indeed.
That's just wrong. It's wrong to take other people's cultures.
I would just say immediately if the person's wearing glasses, I'm like, take off your glasses unless you're Austrian. Yeah, because I think it was an Austrian man that invented glasses.
Yeah, I think so. The spectacles. Yeah.
If not, they believe it.
The testicles.
Spectacles was Ben Franklin, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
Bifocals.
Bifocals.
There you go.
If you don't want to appropriate culture, then get the fuck out of America because it's
Okay, good luck in America.
yeah, because it's English revolutionary culture to actually even live in America. So checkmate, faggots, get out.
Yeah. No, and I mean, honestly, as far as I know, cultural appropriation is like the only path to peace between two peoples. Is
Yes.
to show an appreciation for, and unless one gets salty about the other doing their thing, right? But
Well,
yeah,
Speaking of
cakes are
salty,
supposed
did
to-
you guys hear about the DACA recipients?
sorry.
The DACA recipients, they're gonna leave if we don't give them what they want.
Fuck yeah.
I saw you hit that up on
Fucking
Twitter.
leave.
That's like literally a win-win right there.
Yeah, right. I saw it. I'm like, that's
It's
just in my
like,
head. All I
wait,
can
wait.
do is hear a Mexican screaming, "You fucking racist! You do what we say. We're gonna do what you say. You fucking racist."
So we don't have to give you anything, and we also don't have to forcefully eject you from the country. Man, that's amazing.
that reminds me of that
That's a win-win.
Bugs Bunny cartoon where they're trying to evade Elmer Fudd, and one says, "Duck season." No, rabbit season. Duck
Rabbit
season.
season.
Rabbit season.
Rabbit season.
It's rabbit season.
Right.
No, damn it, it's duck season. And he gets his ass blown off by Elmer Fudd. Anyhow, I've often been
Hey,
influenced by Middle Eastern culture. To actually make a
different.
Middle Eastern-inspired wedding cake is really up there with my other exciting endeavors. Most of my pieces are based on realism, and I'm glad that people liked it. The former haute couture designer was
Middle Eastern cake pieces. I'm sure there's a joke in there somewhere.
The Middle Eastern cake, you get a nice surprise inside. It's a bomb.
that joke had a lot of layers.
I couldn't slam my head on my
That
desk.
was just the icing on the cake.
Hey, Six, can you read the rest of the article in a Middle Eastern accent?
Oh boy.
It's Saudi Arabian inspired cake.
I nearly died doing the British accent, so no.
Thank you. Come again.
Oh God.
This is more Indian.
Oh God, it was Indian night because I was actually gonna go to the calf. Sorry, little tangent here. Like, okay, I'll actually eat the school's food for one. Indian night. I'm like, I don't feel like dying. We're going to Wawa.
I like chicken vindaloo myself, but anyway. In 2015, a wealthy family in the United Arab Emirates paid almost $50 million for one of her cakes, making it the most expensive one ever made. The cake for a woman's joint birthday engagement party weighed as much as a grizzly bear and featured 1,000 stones that were a carat or more, including 5.2 carat pink diamond and 6.4 carat yellow diamond, and holy shit, not to be outdone, 15 5-carat white diamonds.
You got to go back for me. 5.2 carat or 5.2 carat?
5.2 carat.
You didn't clarify anything there.
No, there were 5 diamonds, and they were 0.2 carats.
All right.
5.2 hyphen the word carat, and then pink diamond.
See, now you got to go back for me.
No. 1 diamond at 5.2 carats. 1 pink diamond.
Yes.
Okay.
Shit. Okay, now I need clarification. Was this a joint birthday or a joint birthday?
It was for a woman's joint birthday and engagement party.
Okay, so this was a birthday that was an endeavor for an engagement party and a birthday, and not a birthday party for a joint.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
And if it was a joint, it would have been a woman's joint, not a man's joint. Because patriarchy.
Which joint are we talking about? Because there's lots of feminine joints that I'm.
Well, there is the word woman's with a possessive form, but it is not, of course, capitalized. So it could be any woman's joint. Not specifically that woman's joint, but could have been anyone's.
The joint really gets around.
Because it does.
So did those diamonds, did they come with pictures of the kids who died excavating them, or were they not blood diamonds?
No, not a picture, just little pieces of their souls.
They just had like a little vigil next to the cake. Like, these are all the Ugandan children that died to bring you this cake. You feel guilty now?
Spit on them, brothers.
Please don't.
Oh, yes. Okay, as Miss Wingham turned to baking after previously making the world's most expensive dress for $11.5 million from black and red diamonds. Last year, she created the world's most expensive pair of shoes, valued at 10 million pounds. Before that, she created the world's most expensive. She just creates expensive shit. That's just her thing. Hey, if you want to buy this shit, I'll make it.
This is capitalism, man. It's worth what the market will bear.
The new bridal cake is also the tallest cake she's ever made. So personal best. Personal best.
I would say a world record would be a personal best, yeah.
Yep. A spokesman for Miss Wingham said the bridal gown cake is so elegant. The material looks so realistic, it's hard to believe it's meant to be eaten. I guess that's what they say about edible underwear. The cake
this
techniques.
tastes like the tears of poor children working in a sweatshop.
At a fruit roll-up plant. Anyhow, the cake techniques included cake lace, embossing, sculpting, molding, and even creating edible fabric using rice paper and some modern techniques adopted from Debbie's days as one of the finest couturiers. The fabric manipulation can be seen as the fondant comes to life and looks like material. Ms. Wingham used the dress to dress the rich and famous with celebrity clients including Katy Perry, Kate Winslet, Justin Bieber, and Drake. And, well, Justin Bieber and Drake, I guess they would look fetching in one of these dresses. Anyhow, it is a big ass. It's wow. Yeah, I can see. I think most of the weight I think is going to be in the base because they have that that sort of hemispherical distribution of fabric across like a sort of a cone shape. So there's a lot of cake down there. So I guess that's used to hold up the rest of the cake. It's actually kind of nice looking. And I'm not going to lie, I would date the cake maker. She's kind of cute.
Yeah.
Anyhow, moving on. So at this point, what the hell happened to Diogenes?
He died.
He got lost in his beard.
It's fucking some redhead.
That beard's got a
I
mind
guess
of its
so.
own, man.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
I stepped out to do my laundry and wash some dishes, and I come back and Diogenes is gone. Anyhow, Florida jail hangs neon vacancy sign. You gonna be okay there, Art?
I'm thinking about that psychologically. That like death penalty, no, but that's a fucking crime deterrent.
Yeah.
Why don't you pay us a visit?
Yeah. Who says law enforcement officers don't have a sense of humor? The Flagler County Jail in Florida has been known as the Green Roof Inn. So the sheriff's office decided to make the nickname a little more official by installing 3 signs with the moniker. One sign unveiled Thursday at a complex in Brunel, Florida, uses a classic neon lighting with the Green Roof Inn and green capital letters with and vacancy flashing in red below. Below the neon sign is a list of accommodations, highlighting what guests of the jail can expect from their stay, including no privacy, group bathrooms and showers, no meal selection, and free transportation to the courthouse or state prison. We have 1-star rating, and we're working to lower that as I am speaking, Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley says in a video promoting the inn. For those who complete their stay, another sign near the exit reminds them that the Green Roof Inn always has a light on. Staley said the signs are an effort to make people think twice about breaking the law. It is a warning to potential offenders that the jail is not a 5-star hotel, Staley told the paper. When you get arrested, we provide the minimum accommodations as required by law. Once an offender checks in, they lose their basic freedoms. They don't decide what to eat, wear, or do with their day. The jail, which can hold more than 400 inmates, held approximately 217 prisoners as of Thursday.
Well, at least they're getting their mileage out of it.
Yeah. I would say that's a. If you lose your sense of humor, then you know what's the point of living.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, and I mean that makes me love cops and correctional officers. Like I can't help but have a healthy respect for that level of trolling.
Yeah.
Like it's masterful. That's a masterful fucking troll.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this is not a troll. This is real life in this story here.
Oh dear.
This really makes me feel sad for the education system in Australia.
Oh no!
Holy shit! Professor didn't think Australia was a country. Almost failed student who pushed back.
Oh, I saw that.
What?
Australia as a continent, not a country. The teacher reportedly said.
It's
Southern.
both, you son of a bitch.
Hey.
Okay. This is New Hampshire. Sorry, this is New Hampshire, not Australia.
No, Australia was Africa.
Southern New Hampshire University has fired a professor for a glaring mistake. The school has confirmed. Oh, this is a HuffPost article. Confirmed to HuffPost. The educator, whose name has been kept private, almost gave a student a failing grade on an assignment because she refused to believe that Australia is a country, despite the student's insistence that it is. The student, Ashley Arnold, a 27-year-old working toward an online sociology degree, approached BuzzFeed after the professor refused to listen to her.
Hold on. This isn't a high school student trying to correct a high school teacher. This is a university professor.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Universities are daycare for retards at this point, dude.
Yeah.
They really are.
You're not wrong.
And a lot of the retards are the professors themselves, apparently. At least in New Hampshire.
It's a bunch of senior citizens babysitting a bunch of grown retards.
Yep. Quote, "We deeply regret the interaction between our professor and our student and have apologized to the student and refunded her for the class. Following an investigation, we have replaced the instructor as we strive to adhere to the high standards of integrity.
Sunday.
Accuracy.
Oh, I missed it.
Sunday.
In educating our students. I got to hear myself. So briefly. And I almost fell out of my own voice. Now I got to buy myself candy, which I do anyway. But it's special. It's like Valentine's Day.
But college isn't about education. It's about creating a home here.
Oh, I think that deserves a round of applause. 1, 2, 3, everybody.
Hi, I'm Mr. B.
There we go. Also, the university also publicly apologized in a tweet. Oh boy. "We deeply regret the interaction between our professor and our student. We have apologized to Ashley, replaced the instructor, and are reimbursing her tuition for the course. To our friends in Australia, we know that you are a country and a continent. Best of luck in the Olympic Games."
Oh, just fucking end it.
Just a
Burn
quick
it all
thing.
down.
Isn't SNHU that online college? They actually have a campus.
That's some peak intellectual shit right there, dude. Like that's top dollar taxpayer shit.
I'm doing backflips. Arnold said her assignment was to compare a social norm between the United States and another country. She chose Australia and was shocked when she received a failing grade because her professor believed Australia as a continent, not a country. In response to the grade, Arnold wrote to her professor an email with references from the school's library that stated that Australia was both a continent and a country. The professor, however, wasn't convinced. She replied that she would gladly re-examine her project, but stood firmly by her belief that Australia was not a country. "I want you to understand that any error in a project can invalidate the entire research project," the professor told Arnold in her email. "Research is like dominoes. If you accidentally knock one over, one piece, the entire set will also fall."
Maybe I missed it, but can I ask you, what kind of course is this?
Sociology, wasn't it?
Let me back up and figure this out. Let's see. Okay, she's working toward.
That was the class.
Let's see. She's working towards an online sociology degree, but I don't know if this has anything to do with sociology.
Like, could it be an elective? Could it be, I don't know, like a political science or something?
Well, the assignment was
geography.
Yeah, it sounds like
exactly
something.
Well,
and then or something.
the assignment was to compare a social norm between the United States and another country. So this, I guess, what this is a sociology thing, because that sounds like bullshit sociology.
It kind of does.
So the teacher wouldn't let her compare any social norms from America to Australia because it's a continent.
Oh man!
Wow.
No,
See, that deserves extra credit, though. She tackled the whole continent. The assignment was a country.
Yeah, that's above and beyond.
Yeah. No, but I
that
mean,
would
like,
get like an
don't
A
you
triple
think-
plus. Skip the double plus, like triple plus. Like here, let me give you a plus for the extra credit for going and saying, all right, screw the country. I'm taking the whole damn thing.
Well,
Get a star.
I guess something of the same argument could be made if she picked the UK, because not only is the UK a country, but it is also an island.
Exactly.
Well, it's more of a confederation if we really want to be a pain
no,
in the
yeah,
ass.
the UK's
Like the Russian
several islands,
Federation.
right?
So,
Oh yeah, the UK several islands because it
I hear a
includes
pussy.
also Ireland and the Channel Islands, and there's several of them, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
It's not
'cause
one island.
Wales, Scotland, England, and
England, Wales, Scotland are one island, though. I think.
Yeah, and they're all
No, because Scotland has its own islands.
Scotland is its own
Oh
island.
yeah, there's the Isle of Man and the Western Isles, but what I'm trying to
the
say
Isle of
is
Isla.
they're technically 3 countries in one, just the same
Yeah,
way the
yeah,
Russian
yeah.
Federation is like 30 different countries or something like that, because there's like the Republic of there's Russia, and then there's all like the little client states with higher autonomy, that it's not just one monolithic thing. It's like, here's your little republic here, which Belarus might as well be, because they're more or less an autocratic puppet of Russia at this point. But you look like Dagestan's its own republic, which is in the Caucasus. What else? Chechnya is not, but that probably has something to do with the whole, fuck Chechens Russian attitude.
Well, no, yeah, but hey, no, it's not fuck Chechens. It's fuck Muslims.
Yeah, more or
It's
less.
fuck Islam. That's why they're anti Chechnya, because it's an Islamic state now.
Well, my cat says hello.
Hello,
Hey,
cat.
Kenny.
Greetings,
Hello
Kenny.
there, pussy.
Yeah,
Let's
but
see.
If I remember, like if you get even towards Manchuria, since Russia owns a bunch of that, like I believe the whole Manchuria area is its own separate republic, and Buryatia, because that's way in the middle of fucking nowhere in Siberia. They're like, yeah, you rule yourselves, but you're still kind of part of us.
Would you guys know what's the easiest way to piss off your professor and make them fail you?
What?
Correct them.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I've done that before, and I've gotten a failing grade.
Arnold responded to her teacher's email, providing a link from the About Australia section from the country's government website. The professor responded again, saying she reviewed the assignment after she did some independent research.
We
Arnold
jumped from maximum troll to maximum anti-troll. Like, these are the facts.
That has got to be like triple accredited. I mean, government website. You think they'd want to, say, "Oh yeah, we're totally awesome because government website," right?
Did they say how old this professor was?
What's that?
Did they say how old this professor was?
They did not specify.
Oh.
Let's see. Arnold eventually received a grade of B+ on her project, but also
B+.
had also filed a report with the university about the issue, resulting in the professor's termination.
Fuck, they should have turned
He
that.
didn't get trolled. He got fucking destroyed.
Oh. Someone got troll bagged, man. Troll bagged seriously. I give you B+. Plus B. I Asian. B+ equal failure. You dishonor my family. I get you fired, bitch. I get you fired now.
and you get us demonetized.
Oh, like you're making. Come on.
Yeah, right.
I
Like, I
sure
was going to get 50 cents from YouTube anyway. They're not going to send me
Oh
a
yeah,
dollar.
God. Does any
Yeah.
one of us have enough subs to fucking monetize anything at this point?
No.
I
Not
think
anymore.
maybe all of us combined and we'd
Yeah.
still be short.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'm nowhere near half of what you guys have.
All together, we make $1.
I know what y'all are talking about. I checked my social blade and I made 50 cents in a month.
Oh,
nice.
Well, you can start releasing rap albums now.
YouTube owes me like $1.60 something, but now they've changed the rules, so I don't know how that's gonna
Yeah, I think I
work.
made like $400 off my old channel with monetization because everything got automatically demonetized anyway. Because I'd have copyrighted shit to actually make the videos seem nice instead of it just being, oh, this guy's playing a video game or reading a story. Oh, that's the one that killed my one channel. Was everyone started copywriting their horror stories they fucking put on Reddit. I'm like, you're on a fucking blog. I'm like, so now there's no. That led to a whole new subreddit called Free Horror Stories or some shit like that. Like, no.
Oh my
You can't
god.
copyright you. It
Is
was
that why there was a big drop in creepypasta channels?
Pretty much.
that and I don't know. They boomed
I
in
got
2015 when I had mine, but I just kind of gave up after I got striked like 50 times from some guy saying I got assaulted or some shit, or I saw some weird guy at Tesco. Like, really? You're gonna copyright this, mate?
That's
I
insane.
want a 4-year-old boy. I'm giving him away. He just spilled a shitload of Mountain Dew all over a fucking wooden floor.
Oh god.
Shoot him in the knee.
How small is he? Because I got a fireplace and I can't get up the chimney.
Oh shit, that's funny.
Also, did Porpoiseful say he was leaving? Because I just realized he disappeared.
Hey, Santa
He
Claus
died.
came early. Why do you have brass knuckles, Santa?
Yeah, purposeful. I don't know. He dipped out. He does that sometimes. Probably has something to do.
This kid drives me insane.
It's
Almost
easier to
killed him.
Irish exit this stream than it is to fucking interrupt everyone and be like, yeah, I have to leave.
Yeah.
Oh crap.
Oh, Cass is here. How you doing, buddy?
Up.
Holy
Three
shit!
takes
He said he's been talking to people for just
As I say, he's been here for
6.
20
Oh.
Six is
Dude,
very
I-
busy.
Ninja over
Hey,
here. I just come
focused
up
on the-
undetected, and people don't tell that I'm telling jokes until now.
I
said all the
have
minute
been
you hopped in.
doing chaos.
I know.
He's been
news.
busy playing with that pussy. That's what it is.
I don't have the window open, so I can't see people talking and shit. I
Right,
can't see when
right.
people
Yes,
jump
yes.
in.
Yeah. Shit happens.
People scream at me in the friggin' chat. I can't see you, buddy, because I'm reading the fucking news and trying to do this British accent like totally badass, so I can impress all my new friends and shit.
Yeah. Today I
Make
discovered
Irving laugh because his laughter is like the cherubim voice of 1,000 harps and angels and shit.
Oh, thank you.
Today I just realized Australians' tax dollars in education is being well spent.
And I realized
That's some top-notch peak individualism right there. Nah, that's
There we go.
skepticism right
The
there.
one thing I would never live in Australia is one, their car industry's fucking dead because Ford and Chevy just said, yeah, fuck Holden and fuck fuck the Ford Falcon and the Commander. But
Rip.
they have such speeding things that they have cops specifically for that. That just there's mass open areas of nothing in Australia, and you will get fucking pulled over by some cop in the middle of nowhere. That no, this isn't like, oh yeah, you're in the middle of the Midwest, middle of nowhere. This is no one lives in like 40 fucking miles of where you are.
Yeah, no,
At least.
even more than 40 miles. Like
Yeah, I know.
everyone lives on the outer rim because inside is the fucking what do they call it? The outback. Like there's nothing
That's where
there.
the
There's
dinosaurs
kangaroos.
And they're
Yeah,
kept
there's
inside their
dinosaurs,
borders by all the big scary sharks.
Oh god. Here,
The
speaking of
only thing that's in the outback is Mel Gibson and a bunch of bikers with assless chaps. That's all that's there.
Apparently, some child porn thing.
and some blind guy who plays guitar amazingly. And
Burnside, if you want to live, you got to listen to me.
Uh-oh. This does not sound like it's starting off. This is not sound.
Six. I gotta ask. Are you
What's that?
drinking? Are you drinking?
Nope. 2 men
Really?
enter, one man leave.
Shit.
Who runs Bartertown?
Master Blaster runs Bartertown.
Oh my god, someone remembers that movie.
Master
Holy
Blaster
god.
Are you kidding me? Oh my god.
I seen that in theaters.
We not hear you. Speak louder, Master Blaster. Still not hear you. Please. Say again.
Master
Embargo
Blaster runs
ended.
Bartertown.
I actually watched the original Mad
Oh,
Max movie and Road Warrior and Beyond Thunderdome annually.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
And the
original
first
was
one is
better.
fucking terrible. It's horrific. It's such a bad movie. But you have to watch it, right?
Years since I've seen them.
Irving, we don't need another hero.
My mom was such a huge fan of Tina Turner that Beyond the Thunderdome was her favorite Mad Max movie. That for her, I think it was her 40th birthday, I got her the DVD set of all 3 Mad Max movies.
Oh yeah, like and
And she
that's what I
never
mean.
opened them. She didn't want to ruin how wonderful they were.
That's actually like a huge collector mentality. That's very cool. But I mean, the Mad Max movie is bad, and Road Warrior is the good one, and then
definitely.
Beyond Thunderdome.
Beyond Thunderdome is epic.
It's the epic fun sequel, but it's not really a good movie. It's not.
And the new one isn't really a Mad Max film.
Yeah, it's
I saw it. I'm like, okay, Mad Max means jack shit in the movie.
Yeah,
you could have put any name on it, and it is like, okay, you put Mad Max to hope someone will remember.
It's not Mad Max.
I'm just thinking of all the Mel Gibson shit posts which use now.
It's not Mad Max. It's Mad Bane.
It's one of those movies I was glad I didn't pay to see.
I'm glad.
Right? Like, I'm not sorry I watched it, but I'm glad I didn't pay to see it.
You have to realize that Tom Hardy I think he was using a different accent every scene.
Yeah.
You didn't know.
And
he's one of those guys. I'm not even sure what his real accent is.
But
about that fucking movie.
He's like Benicio del Toro. You don't know what the hell he really sounds like because he always sounds like he's in character.
Since what's that one? The Usual Suspects. I have no idea what the fuck that guy sounds like.
Oh man.
Burnside, what were you saying?
I was gonna say 2 things. Okay, one, the fucking funny thing about Australia, and they may as well have done something stupid like this to save that dumb movie. Instead of Mad Max, just call it Guillermo del Toro's Deadly Kangaroos, and just replace all the fucking raiders with those giant red kangaroos. Because when I actually got my training and certification to be a security guard, there was a dude from the Australian military that took the test with me, and he's telling me about all the deadly shit they have over there. Like, they literally have giant red kangaroos they have to do a World War I style war with every fucking year, every couple of years, because they actively try and kill people.
Did you see the video? It was on, I think, like, what was it, 2-3 days ago? A couple of guys on bicycles and a fucking kangaroo knocked the guy off the bike.
Jesus.
Kangaroos are vicious, man. They're fucking, like,
They're
have you ever
vicious.
seen how fucking jacked a kangaroo is?
Yeah, the red one.
The red one that looks like it's on roids.
Yeah, that's red
and
kangaroo, man. You don't fuck with the red kangaroos. They kill people.
Kangaroo Jack
chill.
should not have been a comedy. It should have been a horror movie.
Yeah. Like, people think of
Fury
kangaroos.
Road may as well have been Red Road for the red kangaroos, because seriously, it would have been a better movie if they were like, we have to plow through this road because of all these radioactive super mutant fucking kangaroos.
Like,
What is it with the? I think if you count the tips of their ears, I think red kangaroos are 9 foot high. If you count them to like how high their ears go.
Yeah, they're fucking massive.
Big
They're like
fucking big.
they're like Australian velociraptors.
Exactly.
With fanny packs.
The kangaroos, they have these fucking like jacked pecs, and the front arms are short, and because they're marsupials and they're cute looking, people don't realize that they're actually like rodents. That this is something that's built along the same lines as like minxes and wolverines, and the whole point is that they grab you in a headlock and then balance on that big ass tail.
Yep.
And they have these huge claws on their back feet. So they balance on the tail and try to gut you with the back foot claws. They're vicious as fuck. They're trying to fucking disembowel you.
Wasn't there like this video people got pissed off of a while because this guy shot a kangaroo to save his dog or something?
No, he walked up and fucking blasted it.
Punched it in the face.
He
Literally
punched it.
punched her in the nose.
Oh no, he punched it.
Belted that some bitch,
Yeah, that the kangaroo had his dog and was trying to gut the dog. And the guy runs out there and he sees the larger target, so he lets the dog go. And then he's standing there, and the guy just bang, without hesitating, pops him in the mouth, and the kangaroo goes. And the guy leaves. He just gets out while he can, and he and the dog go back to the truck, and it's over, right? And like people are upset, and it's like that's an animal that will murder you without thinking twice.
Yeah, and that's a medium-sized kangaroo too.
Hey, you know what? I have a brilliant idea, Irving. Are you with me on this? Kangaroo tours for SJWs.
Honestly, just take them to Australia in the first place and they'll probably come back dead.
Oh, God, yeah. Because here's the funny thing. They'll want those gun laws because they only basically get bolt actions and single-shot shotguns. So they literally have to go trench war on these fucking roos and these giant flesh-eating spiders and all the other crazy shit they have there. Like, literally, if you want a war reenactment with furries, go to Australia. It'll happen.
Well, that's one guy, like a frog or a lizard that they think has been kind of hidden from the world for like millions of years, has survived on the continents.
Well, you mean Megalania prisca?
Yeah, it wasn't nothing big. It was just like a little fucking weird neon lizard or something like that. I can't remember what the fuck it was. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, that's why I'm telling you, there's still dinosaurs in Australia. There has to be.
Australia, it is. It's not a country. It's a documentary.
Yes, it's an incredibly unique place geographically and ecologically. Like there's nothing like it because it's been separated from the rest of the world for so long. You know, it's weird. Like, I mean, compared to everywhere else in the world, it's fucked up.
Yeah, well,
like,
why do you think marsupials are the main thing there? Yeah.
Yeah, like
marsupials became
all
big
the
there
fucking
instead of
animals in the world.
placentals.
Right, like what?
I just got to say, I'm still pissed that we can't domesticate kangaroos. That pisses me off.
Yeah, they'd make
I'm
great
still
attack.
pissed we can't watch kangaroos.
I'm going to say
kangaroos.
Sorry, that
I'm
got
going to
my
say
roommate.
this though. If kangaroos are smart and they regroup, the Australians are going to want their guns back.
Exactly.
Well, they're going to need them.
Or the kangaroos learn to use guns.
Oh, shit.
They don't
It's
have
basically
the,
Fallout in real life.
I think you would like to see a bunch of kangaroos coming at you with like tree limbs and bones, just ready to punch you.
I tell you what, Fox. Here's what we can do. We can airlift about 150, maybe 200 of those big ass red roos. Drop them right in the middle of Berkeley University.
Oh fuck!
About the tours to Australia, though, I still like the idea of the exchange program. That the students who are all, oh, I'm a communist. No, exchange them to a communist country for someone who wants out of that communist country and let them live there for several months and film it all, and watch how quickly they turn conservative.
Hell yeah! And if anything, after we get done with Berkeley and those roos, let's gut the place and let's refilm Mad Max and just call it something else. Just screw it. You know, just put the radioactive, just put the deadly kangaroos in there, put some type of filler for Mel Gibson or whatever, and just go, all right, we're going to rerun
Burnside,
this movie.
I got the perfect title, man.
Mad
Bernie.
Oh my god.
Title should be
Beyond
Snowflakes
Bread
Fell Under
Lines.
Fire.
I love
Red lines.
Mad Bernie Beyond Bread Lines.
Oh my god.
We don't need another bread.
Intelligent kangaroo. He's gone. He goes beyond the lines to fight the foe, the mighty red foe that is the Subaru.
Irving, you're asking if I'd been drinking. No, I'm a weird bastard sober.
No, you know what? Because
this idea.
there's been a certain harshness from you, and I like it. You know.
Oh, thank you.
And, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
today's been kind of a punch to the dick. I'll tell you. It's been kind of punch to the dick. I'll tell you.
Yeah, no, let it out, man. Let it out live. I like it. I like it. Yeah, no, that harshness. Like, I mean, dude, like your voice is deep, and when you're calm, it's soothing, and when you decide to fucking like amp it up and be angry, oh, you're scary as all hell. I love it.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I call that my kangaroo style.
I think it's just been a shitty week across the board for everybody.
Yeah. You see, and I don't now. Yeah, no, I can't tell you about my week.
Oh,
but let me tell you this: that I have seen this other video of someone is filming a guy who's the kangaroo is coming at him, and he's like got his hands up, and the kangaroo's like leaning back and trying to kick at him, and is throwing punches, trying to grab, and the guy's fighting this kangaroo, and people are just filming, and it goes on for about a minute and a half. Until the guy turns and sees the people filming him and yells out, "I need help!"
You're like, nah, I want this on YouTube.
And they're just filthy.
Oh, God.
Oh. Wow. That's that's the kind of society we live in.
Yeah.
Someone who could be freaking being spun around in the water by an alligator, they'd still be filming the damn phones.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, like, and that's something that happened not far from me. So just maybe 40 minutes north of where I live, that someone got in a terrible accident in the snow. This was years ago. Car overturned, multiple cars, there's a fire, and everyone got out, and every single person has a cell phone, and nobody, not one person, dialed 911. Everybody turned on their cameras.
Jesus
and it's
Christ.
like, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm just finding it for research.
Oh my gosh.
I want to get internet famous, guys. I want to watch it.
I don't know. It's just something wrong with all these people.
Yeah,
I'm at a
Tech
loss
addiction
myself.
on amok.
Yeah, that's part of the reason I'm so fucking miserable. You know, I mean, you go through the course of your day, and I live in the most crowded place on earth, and I'm a big guy, and I walk through the crowd, and I'm almost never noticed. Because everyone is so involved with their shit on their phones. I fucking hate it.
That's what I'm
You
fucking
know?
terrified. I haven't lately because I'm a lazy fuck, but normally I'd go for walks and runs a lot of the time, and that's why I never could drive motorcycles, is because everyone's on their fucking phone. Me on the sidewalk is still like crossing the streets.
Yeah.
Like, well, is the soccer mom actually gonna look, or it's fucking crazy? Because everyone's just too like, oh, I got to do this while driving because priorities. It's just awful.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, these fucking people. You know, I don't know. I mean, like, I'm walking through the college, and I see these kids walking past each other. I actually stopped and watched. Not one of them acknowledged each other. I mean, I watched dozens of kids walk past each other, and they all got their phones. And
$5 says they were texting each other if they were in a group of two.
Yeah.
Walking side by side, texting each other.
Jesus Christ.
And I see people do that around here. It fucking drives me crazy.
You know, the sad thing is, I talk to a lot of these people now that are like under 25, and so many of them are virgins. They're almost like 90% of these kids I talk to are virgins. Like, what the fuck? You know, I mean, I'm not trying to advocate for these kids to run out and go bang, but I mean, for God's sake, you know, you're pushing 30 and you haven't even like talked to another human being.
Well, they're looking to get their wizard powers.
I've upset my roommate. I just looked at him when you're talking about
Guys, I'm
roaches.
so close to level 40 wizard. Oh,
No, I'm
my
not.
life is
I'm
good.
not knocking virginity. I'm not knocking at all.
I
Don't
bullied
get
you
me
because
wrong.
I love you.
No, but
You know,
something
I'm.
So wait,
is
time.
like it should be likely to happen by that age. Like, I mean, you know, even by fucking accident. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you
Well,
should stumble
Todd,
into
you have a you
by
have a
a certain
25-year-old
time.
virgin.
By accident, you just
Well,
fall
close
over on
enough,
top of
he's-
them.
No,
Oh,
no, you know what I mean. Like,
19-ish.
you're not, you might not be looking to
What?
bang
I
some
think-
chick, but you meet somebody and shit clicks, and the next thing
Okay.
you know, oh my god, I have no idea what I'm doing, and here, like, is that not everybody's fucking story?
Pretty much.
Yeah, like, and here we are. Now we're naked, and now I'm fucking nervous as all hell, or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
right. You're near me. Sorry.
Yeah, aren't you like the 25th?
23rd.
I know
but
it's at 25.
you know, by 25, if that hasn't happened, that's like, and Scoob, I read that thing before, right? About because you were talking about like you weren't you were shocked by it, and I found that little. It's not even an article. It's a blurb. It's long as fuck. That I read out about how, like, you know, everything's gone wrong, that, you know, you're not allowed to be a man, and your grandparents and your parents don't fucking understand you, and women don't like you because you're not a man now, even though society's been telling you not to be. And then, you know, what could be fucking motivating you to stay inside and play video games all day?
And to top it all off, everything's made of fucking soy.
Like, that doesn't help.
Including Infowars Man Supplement or whatever the hell it's called. Sorry.
Male vitality pills.
Like, oh, soy is doing all of this, and it's like, hey, have you checked that Infowars thing you shill? Contains a lot of soy, doesn't it?
I just.
It
I
turns
don't
the
know. I
freaking frogs
mean,
gay though.
you know, I'm thinking about it because when I was coming up as a college kid back in the 90s, you know, we used to go. I mean, shit got wild. That's the best way I want to put it. You know, I don't want to get too, you know, graphic here, but I mean, shit got really out of hand. You know, you go out to parties, all sorts of wild shit went down.
Yeah.
And now you see these kids, they're full blown all the way to the left, and they don't do anything.
Nope.
It's like, what the fuck? Like,
They
I
don't
mean,
even-
seriously.
Yeah, not
know?
one of these. None of these kids even have a proper mugshot.
Yeah, I do.
Oh god.
You know,
All right,
I'm
sorry
just
about
saying,
that.
like,
Tara.
I got 2 decent mug shots.
I got one somewhere, and I'm actually giving a thumbs up because the cop was cool, and I'm smiling ear to ear. I've been looking for it because I wanted to put it on a T-shirt, but I can't find it.
If I can track mine down, I might use it as my new avatar.
I
That's
actually got
awesome.
all mine. I got all mine expunged. Yeah, so now that you're talking about a T-shirt, I really regret it.
As a joke, the last time my mother got arrested, is we told her, now if you get arrested again, we're making a mug shot out of her and put it on a T-shirt. And we got tossed out of the house for like days, man, like 3 days straight. We were just screwing with her. So it's just flipped out, tossed the old man and I out, and we're just like, it was just a joke. God.
The only time I've been in prison, like actual jailed, I don't think it's lasted more than a night or two. One, it was for another person's safety. Then another time, it was for my own safety.
Sure, but you still get your picture taken, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can probably
Can't
find
find it because, well, we knew my father, formerly being a chief of police, good old commissioner. Well, like 4 of the commissioners in the general area we know, and this happened to be in a certain one with a commissioner we know very well. That was kind of nice.
Lucky. Yeah.
I only had to do a couple of hours cooling my heels in county once in the county lockup. On the upside, though, it was the Ducks were playing right across the parking lot, so we got to hear some of the game. Because that's actually they have like the satellite county is in the same parking lot where the Long Island Ducks play out east, and then from there, that's usually when they send you, depending on what your crime is, they'll send you to the pods out in Yaphank, or if you're going to be doing a few months, they might ship you right out to Riverhead. But yeah, that was fun. Fucking hated county. Glad I didn't have
Irving,
to do
I
too much.
sent you a screenshot of my mugshot.
I'm looking.
Oh yeah. Like the only one who doesn't have one.
You know your full name's on there, right?
Yeah, I know.
I'm not gonna.
I know you're not going to dox me either.
Well, I've done a
That's very
pretty good
small.
job at that already. A certain someone subscribed to my personal account in a certain Google Hangout right now.
I'm looking at mine
Not
right now.
me.
I'm from the internet. Like, I mean, I spend so much time on the, or at least I used to spend so much time on the internet. It's like I live there. So yeah, no, your information's safe with me. I'm not gonna fucking share that shit. Don't worry.
My old accounts, I fully face cammed and everything. I just don't now because, you know, rather
I
not
put
be
my
murdered.
face out there, but seriously, Irving Twin, who the fuck is named that? That's not a name.
Oh, there's one thing I wanted to tell you. I've noticed yesterday when I was actually driving home that we actually have an Irving Road nearby.
Yeah. Sure. Right. There's like Washington Irvings and Irving Rames. Oh yeah, you have to be named Irving to know that Ving Rames is named Irving.
There's a religious but his actual name is Irvin, not Irving, but Irvin Baxter.
Mm-hmm. I mean, when I search myself, if I don't find myself on the internet, like on through a search engine, the closest thing that I find is Jack Irving's twin golf clubs or golf courses. That's the closest thing. There are no other Irving twins.
If you type in Irving Berlin, you get the Jewish part of Brooklyn.
But if you search up my name,
Hava Nagila.
The first one's my cousin, of course, who's a Marine chugging a beer. There's a rich guy who owns some company that has my name, and then like the sixth one in is me, and then like the eighth. And then fucking Dave Rubin's there. If you put in my name, okay. Why is Dave Rubin here?
That's funny.
And fucking Richard Spencer.
Hey, Scoob, I also sent you the picture of my
because
mugshot.
of something I tweeted.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Yeah,
You're
Scoob
welcome.
denizen of the internet. No, and I mean, I'll show my face, but I don't use my real name, and you know, right?
No, we just call you Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have multiple nicknames now, but I mean, like, if somebody wanted to dox me, I'm sure they could. Like, it wouldn't be that difficult, but who the fuck wants to dox me?
Too many times, Noah.
You know.
You know, it's funny, if you type my government into like a Bing search for image, all you get is all these pictures of all these El Salvadorian and Dominican guys, because my name is, no, seriously, my name is so common in Central America that's all the pictures that I get.
Well, see, and my real name is actually very common in France, of all places.
Oh.
Right, it's not common in Italy.
Oh, God.
Right?
Is it Francois?
No. I mean my last name. It's not common in Italy, right, where my father was born.
Yeah.
But it's common in France. It's a very rare name in Italy.
Expect me to disconnect because my roommate's pinging out of his game right now. So
Oh,
fun
no.
feeling he's gonna die.
No. That means more bandwidth for you.
Yeah, but just looking at it, because there's one where fucking Richard Spencer uploaded a picture saying "me is vampire" and it's like some fucking fan art of him. I remember just retweeting that and saying "Jesus fucking Christ" on my Twitter. Then there's some other guy, professional square dance, professional square dance caller instructor. My name, modern Western square dance, basic mainstream plus DBD and beyond. Calling square dance is for groups, corporate
Don't
parties.
read too much, because if somebody ever finds that, they're gonna know your name.
Well, Burnside was able to stumble into mine, so that's not too hard. It seems.
My God.
It was funny as hell, actually. I was like, oh, this is you. Oh, this is me.
Yeah, and I'm like, why you dox me?
I was like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm like, well, you have access to my meme playlist that I have in my personal account, which is like 700 fucking videos long.
You know, I'm not gonna. I don't want to dox this friend of mine, but you know, I'm just gonna say this because it's actually hysterical. I know a guy, and his name is Greg Jones. And if you ever seen this guy, he actually kind of resembles Cass's avatar. And it's great.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
boy.
great because we'd be at the bar and the cops would come in with a warrant for Greg Jones, and he'd be like, "I'm right here," and they'd walk up to him and they'd look at him and they're like, "You're white," and he'd say, "Yeah." Okay, it's not you. But I mean, they literally come in one night they actually came in, I think 3 times in one night looking for Greg Jones because, you know, I hate saying this, but it's so common in the neighborhood, but it was all these different black guys that they had warrants for different shit. They had one guy, they were in there one time, they're looking for him, they're like, "We got a warrant here for Greg Jones," and he goes, "Yeah, right here." And they look at him, they're like, "Okay, I'm just going to take a wild guess. You're not running a cockfighting ring out of your garage." He says, "No."
No, but Irving might.
Wavy blonde.
Yeah. Oh, it was great. We went with him once, and we went to a bowling alley up over on 110 in Amityville. And he put his name down for the lane, and they go like this. They call Greg Jones, and he goes up, and it's him, and like 6 black guys walk up, and they're all like thugs, and they're looking at him.
Funny.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes that can be real fun when somebody has a common name that you're with. Yeah.
I remember one of
That's
my
what I'm
friends
glad about
can't
my
get
name, man. Nobody. I've literally. I am the only Henrik I know of.
That doesn't play for the NHL.
There's Henrik Fisker with his.
Are you
God.
at all related to Ulrich von Liechtenstein?
Not that I know of. If I ever go visit the home country, I'll have to ask my
He's
grandfather.
tan. He comes from Gelderland, Liechtenstein.
From Sweden. He's not a Nazi.
It's a fictional person.
Yeah, he's just the country that blew its lead and got
Knight's
screwed by
Tale?
Russia.
Yes, A
Sarah?
Knight's Tale.
Yeah. Okay.
I watched it the other day, and it's one of my favorite.
It's actually a decent movie.
movies.
It's actually decent.
Best uses of David Bowie music in about any movie I've ever seen.
And Paul Bettany, man, that's like a great role for him. That's a
We
that's
are
a
at the last
beautiful
6
job that he
minutes.
did.
So yeah,
6 minutes.
so you essentially have the Joker and Vision are hanging out with the K2SO.
Yep.
Yep.
Last 6 minutes, we're going to be invaded by Australian kangaroos.
Yeah, I got a 47.
Well, the age of man is over. Now it's the age of
4 of them, man.
So
I gotta,
uh,
what the hell is that sound?
that's
Someone hit
either
the
a
bomb
fish
in there?
tank
Someone's getting high.
or somebody's
Oh.
or somebody's choking the Jamaican. You've never heard that. You've never
I've
heard that.
never heard that.
Yeah, see, in my family, that means something else.
Yeah, around here we just call them bingers. Bingers to brighten the
I
day.
just call it a bong.
Yeah.
Bing bong bong.
Bing bong, bing bong, bing. Oh, good smoke.
Oh my god.
I have to say, this is the best, most greatest all-American, fine fucking weed I have had in my life. This is the best absolute hitter I have ever had. I sanction this on behalf of the United States government and
Say
the
it's tremendous.
Constitution. That this is the most tremendous shit you will ever hit in your
You know,
life.
he's going for Trump.
I am
He's
not
going
a
for
pro.
Trump, but he sounds more like JFK.
No, you know what?
I thought you were going for Bill Murray from Caddyshack.
I thought
you
he
know,
was
like,
going for Richard Nixon again.
No,
You know
Hey,
what? I
see,
gotta
this
get Burnside.
this right here. This is combination of this is bluegrass in Kentucky, and this is Sinsemilla from North California. Sinsemilla. You see the beauty. This is you can play 36 holes on this, and then the pack a bong with him. Yeah, I thought he was going for that.
I got to give him credit though, because the last I heard him do his Trump impression, I was like, "You sound like if Trump was born a New York Jew." And he leveled that off, and it's a far more Trumpish. Yeah,
He's getting better. He's getting better.
I just.
You know what's really sad? I live about 20 minutes away from where he grew up, and I can't do an impersonation of Trump at all.
I think I do a pretty
I
decent
can't
Trump
do it.
impersonation, although I do admit my Bernie Sanders sounds like Nixon, because that's whenever I see him, I automatically think Nixon.
Fucking Nixon.
Old tricky dick, huh?
Well, Bernie Sanders, the trick with doing Bernie Sanders is you have to try to do an impersonation of a drag queen. You just gotta try to drop it really low, and you gotta make, you know, that's all you have to do with Bernie Sanders. You know, you gotta try to impersonate a drag queen, or you know, like if you have that one aunt who constantly is smoking cigarettes like nonstop.
I've got it.
Yeah.
Deeper than 6, shakier than Trump, older than God.
Goddamn.
Yeah, I actually.
How you doing this, sweetie?
That's pretty close.
Oh shit! I've been doing something like that for fucking like 3 days, driving my old lady nuts because of the commentator.
Socialism
works, guys.
There was, well, actually, the thing is,
wait, no, let him do it. Let him do it. That was really good.
There was a woman that used to work.
Guys, I can get you friends. I can get you views. All you gotta do is put your head between my knees.
I've been doing shit like that, driving this woman absolutely bonkers.
It was actually.
I was gonna show you the way, my friends.
There was actually, when I was a kid, there was this woman in my school. She was the school librarian, and she actually sounded like Bernie Sanders. Her name, I'll never forget it. Her name was Mrs. Berenstein. And Mrs. Berenstein used to constantly... No, she was this big, buxom Jewish broad, and she used to constantly yell at you. She used to, I never forget it, she used to be like, "Honey, you have to check out your book. You got to make sure you put the tag in the back, otherwise it's not going to get checked out. You got to make sure you put it back on the cart when you're done." And she sounded just like Bernie Sanders.
On point, but the inflections, that's what's perfect. That's what makes it, man. Oh my god.
Socialism works.
Yeah, so I want, if she was still above ground, I'd have to ask her just once. Can you please say it with me just once? If you're white, you don't know what it's like to be poor. I'd love to hear her say it just once.
I had to argue that with one of my old bosses once. That was one of the most fascinating arguments I ever had to have. I mean, thankfully, like, it wasn't bad, but it was like, yeah, I know what it's like to be poor. I'm from fucking Sweden. Do you see what's going on over there? It's a Lahu rape bar everywhere. It's a Lahu fucking shank you bar.
You're not even from Sweden. Stop doing that.
All right, guys.
We all know it.
Guys,
for a nice house.
we're at the top of the hour, gentlemen.
Yeah,
lady.
Yeah.
Top of the hour.
Let Cass have another go, because I really like that.
Sure.
Good.
Sure, go ahead.
Donald Trump's the worst. Why the fuck did you vote for me?
I'm sorry I put the pressure on you, Cass.
All good.
Oh, Cass wins impression of the night.
There you go.
Socialism works.
I hereby, as President of the United States of America, award Cass Warfox the Golden Star of Jew for being the and I think I have maybe 5 or 10% Jewish in me. So deal with it. Have a good night.
Inclusive lent the Jews on all the things, you know.
Irving, see, this is why I don't do the British accent, because it makes all these people do this weird shit.
Wonderful. I really love this, man.
Oh.
I tell you what, Irving, every time that you're on, I will do the British accent.
Oh, thank you. You know what? I'll try to do accents in return.
Oh God, why is
Alright.
most of my fan base furries and brodies?
Oh, you lost it. You slipped. I think the pressure's on you now. You're locking up in the throat there.
We probably got to get to the outros now.
Yeah, I gotta get next time I got Sylvanas on here. I'll start talking to her with a brogue, because when I do that to her, she slips into one and she can't get out of it, and she gets all pissed off at me. And then when she finally gets her composure, I'll do it to her again, and she loses it. Like, I think Burnside. Did you see when I was doing that to her one time when we were talking? I kept sliding into a brogue and she kept losing it. Like, she kept like screaming at me, like, "Stop doing that!"
Yeah, that was.
Would you do it for me right now?
Got in trouble. It was
What?
funny. We both
What'd
did.
you ask
Do
her?
you brogue right now for me?
Yeah, sure, it's no problem. I grew up around it. Like, when I used to go over and I'd like visit, like grandma and shit, like and grandpa. They lived over in Hoboken, but they were from County Cork and County Mayo, Ireland when I was a kid. I'd walk in and they'd be, "Hi, PJs, it's big He turned into a fine broth of a young man, don't you know? Look at him grown up like a fine young sprout." And
Oh my
like
God,
that's
that is so sexy.
It's musical. It's hard to understand. Like, you have to really adjust your ear to it. But yeah, no, there's something that's a good accent, man.
You have a conversation in this crazy ass Irish
That
language.
is so sexy.
Thank you.
Hysterical.
Well, actually, yeah, my grandparents were from the same part of Ireland that Mickey was from. Grandpa was from County Cork. That's why my mother asked him that time if, she said, "Oh, he's a bottle stopper." And, that's why Mickey was like, "Holy shit, I haven't heard that in like 30 years. Yeah, fucking Irish. Gotta love them. But yeah, six was right. We got to get into these outros because we're already 3 minutes over. And Irv, are you doing the after hours?
Yeah, I can go for a little bit. Sure.
All right, cool.
You're not drunk enough yet.
After hours.
I gotta be easy. I got shit to do tomorrow.
Yeah. Cass, stop it, man. You're going to blow out your friggin' windpipe and you're not going to be able to talk on after hours. And unless you're going to use your camera, you can't pantomime it.
Order for you to please calm the hell down, because I would more golden stars. Your
I
incredible.
don't know what you're talking about. California's lit.
Cass isn't quiet. He's just speaking in sign language.
I think we killed him.
All right. Now let me see where we got. Okay. We're gonna start off here. Time to speak.
I have a video I should be recording, but I haven't recorded.
Mm.
I have a channel that I'm
I know
supposed to
that
be
feel,
doing
bro.
things for, right?
All right, we'll get that thing up, and I definitely want to see this video when you have it set up. Throw it up in the server.
We'll shill.
Definitely.
I just
All right.
realized. Sorry.
Cass?
Yeah. So I'm Kaz Warfox. You can find me on Facebook through a group known as Post-Tumblr Stress Disorder. We do shit posting and stuff. And you can find my channel using the same name and picture I use here. I do politics and gaming, so if you can handle my furry personality, please subscribe. Also, Bernie approves.
Yes, I do.
All the more reason not to
I love
subscribe.
his furry thoughts.
Well, I just hit my head against my microphone.
Burnside?
I am the Burnside Film Project, and I try to do my best Trump impersonations. I have a space on my wall, and I practice every day.
They're getting better.
I am trying my damnedest. I fucking swear I am. And you can find me as the Burnside Film Project on YouTube.com, on BitChute.com, and on GabAI. But if you're looking on Twitter, you have to look up Burnside_bums. My friend Irving here sometimes gets it backwards due to his drinking habit, but that's fine. And he gets it backwards as
The bump side burns.
I will work on trying to see if that can come up too, so that no one else will have the same problem. Because I do not want to restrict anyone's alcohol. That would be cruel and unconstitutional of me.
Awesome.
Don't take my liquor, bro.
Irving.
I'm Irving Twin, the angry drunk Canadian. I failed on my fucking New Year's resolution. Apparently, that everyone does, so I don't feel that bad about it. Except that I should. I have hundreds of pages of reading to do apparently before I put out a video of any real meaning, because our M103 thing from last year sometime has now led to some sort of report that's going to be fucking hell for Canada. So hopefully I'll do something of a meaningful video in the near future after I do hundreds of pages of reading. And I'm going to do after hours right now, which is probably going to be like 12:30 or 1.
Link
So,
me.
and everyone's invited.
Yeah, link me too. I'm got nothing to do in
for
my
sure.
life.
Or I don't know if I have you a link directly to you, but someone will pass it to you for sure. So yeah, all are invited. We're gonna get it started as soon as possible.
Awesome. Foster?
My name is Messiah of Keck. I run a YouTube channel. I am glacially approaching 250 subs. So I make videos about people having sex with dolphins.
Oh, that fucking guy.
Poor violated dolphins.
You know what? If that alone gets you 250 subs, good for fucking you. Holy shit. Wait up.
I really don't know how else to advertise my channel, so
yeah.
Hey, if it works, it works, man.
For me.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
It works for me. Oh. Sorry. Dolphins are sexy. Shit.
All right. Let me see. Pox Toxic.
Pox Toxic on all that social media shit. I actually just got a fucking PlayStation account, so look up Toxic Pox. Go ahead and add me.
Awesome.
And if I have a game, we'll fucking jump on and shoot aliens or some shit.
Awesome.
Actually,
and me, I'm his friend. I'm cool because I'm his friend, and I'm gonna fucking join him for games.
Hell yeah!
Everybody needs that cool friend.
Just checked. I'm actually 2 away.
Nice.
Yeah.
Tara?
I am Tara Sin. You can find me on IMVU, YouTube, and Twitter.
Very cool. And of course, the next 6 minutes.
Bloody hell, I'm the next 6 minutes. You must actually spell out the word 6. I also have a live stream channel called the Next Live Streams.
Okay, seriously, at this point, you do not even sound like you. That is so fucking crystal that you're like a different person now. Oh, that's fucking gorgeous, man.
I'm gonna go have a cup of tea.
Fucking what?
That is really cool. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. We had Purposeful with us earlier. I'm going to. I'm getting to me.
Okay.
I was gonna say I wanted to thank Purposeful for hopping in earlier. He dipped out. You know, the guy did an exit stage left. That's his thing. So whatever. What's really cool is Drum Tech Marine is over in chat, and he's saying that somebody thought that he was watching an AA meeting because he was watching us. So
that's my fault. That's all my fault. I do apologize for that.
That really just made our night. That was really cool. Thank you, Drum. That was awesome, bro. Seriously. Yeah, but I want to thank chat. We had Death Harukin up in there. We had basically just a whole bunch of people. The Malevolent Rider stopped in to say hi. We had I guess
Harukin, he was a Dark Knight.
Yeah, we had. Yeah, and we also had Falcon Millennial showed up for a little bit. He said hi. We had a bunch of people stopping.
Killed any degenerates today? Killed any heretics? I'm just joking, yeah. 40K.
I'm conquering some heretics in EU4
Well,
right
yeah,
now. If that
just
counts.
yeah, just wanted to thank everybody for stopping by tonight. I am of course Scooby331. This is my channel. You guys are watching Chaos on tonight. Want to thank everybody for hanging out tonight. Thanks to the Chaos panel as always, and thanks to you guys, chat. You're the main reason we're here. We like to have fun and talk amongst ourselves, but we put this out there for you guys. Because fuck, we figure it probably might be entertaining. It entertains us, so why not let you guys in on the fun too?
There you go.
So. Exactly. You guys can follow me here on YouTube. I'll be putting up more videos in the coming couple of weeks and months. Same time next week on this channel. You can follow us. We're going to be on different channels each day of the week except Sunday, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And you can follow me here on YouTube. I'm on minds.com, GabAI, patron.com, and Twitter as NotScooby331.
I wanted to say real quick that for
Mhm.
Sunday, if anyone wants to follow me, I've been invited to be on the Minion stream on Sunday when Lucky Pop Tart hosts.
Nice.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Should have said that when you were shilling, you knucklehead. I would have just ended it. We would never have known. See
I
that?
just forgot.
Good. That's okay. Well, things like that you don't forget about. That's a very big thing,
Yeah.
So
I'm half asleep. I only got 2
listen,
hours.
hey, it's all good. All right, listen, everyone who's watching, if you can, remember to tune in on Sunday because Tara's going to be on with Lucky Pop Tart on the Minions. It should be fun. But yeah, I'm out of material, guys, and I'm tired.
It's gonna be wild fun.
Everyone,
it's
don't be
definitely gonna be
bloody wankers. Subscribe to all these wonderful people.
Exactly.
Subscribe
Definitely
to the cause of socialism.
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys are watching out there, we're all on different forms of social media. You can follow us on there when you can't follow us on here. But hopefully you'll follow us on both. So until next time, thanks very much. Have a good night, guys, and Shadow.
Good night, everyone.